Now, have you heard about an art form called Capoeira Angola? Well, it's an Afro-Brazilian art from, well, it's a Brazilian, Afro-Brazilian art form that combines martial arts, acrobatic, dancing, fighting, music, I mean, all in one. Now, one government organization is using this to help vulnerable children and those in conflict with the law. How? Well, they're here to tell us more about this. We're joined this morning by Jaime Leandro Benedicto from Project Bantu Philippines and Juvy Mae Navarro, who is a social worker from the Social Welfare Department. Good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. I mean, there's a lot to talk about.
There is.
So first of all, let's go first with Bantu. What is Project Bantu?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us. It's great to be here. Project Bantu is a non-profit organization that uses the art of Capoeira Angola, which, as you mentioned, combines music, dance, game, to teach children important life lessons and life skills that will help them become more successful in kind of navigating the challenges of their daily lives.
Okay, so that's quite interesting, how martial arts can help a child be successful, or yes. Tell me, what is the correlation between capoeira, or the martial arts or form of dancing, with trying to help a child?
Right. Well, art and martial arts, and capoeira specifically, they contain a lot of values. You know, they're traditions that date back hundreds of years, and they were generally created to help people learn how to survive in the world. And capoeira is no different. It comes from, its origins are in African slaves who needed a form of recreation, but also a form to educate and empower themselves. So it's a great way to work with kids because, you know, like you said, it involves so many dynamic elements that are attractive to kids and easy for them to adopt, or easy for them to get into, like playing, cartwheels, like acrobatics, like music, like singing, like instruments. So it's very exciting. But at the same time, because it has so many values, and when you teach it in a way that is very structured and disciplined, it's a great tool for them to learn.
And we also understand that this also caters to youth at risk, or children. Yes. Explain youth at risk, and who are the children that we're trying to help here.
Youth at risk are children who have a high potential of eventually committing a crime or violating the law. So that's why they are called at risk, because right now they are not yet in conflict with the law, but they have the potential because of the environment that they grew up in.
Okay, yes. and so with that, you're going to teach them martial arts, or how?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So take us through that. How does it work?
It sounds counterintuitive, like teaching kids about martial arts and how to.
But maybe it gives them a respect of how
it definitely does. It's definitely in the way that you teach them. So I always tell people that we try to teach kids how not to kick each other, how not to, how to learn things like boundaries, like you said, self-respect, discipline, how to work together. As opposed to teaching them basically the things that we don't want, such as how to hurt each other. So it's using capoeira as a tool or as a reference for life, So we try to teach kids that when you play capoeira, you have to be careful and consider everything that you do. So because everything that you do will affect the other person and the community. And in life, you have to be the same way.
So it's pretty much like with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes,
You're giving them something, and they feel so proud that they do have it, and they're going to take good care of it.
Exactly.
And Bantu has been working, of course, closely with the DSWD since, this year.
For the last 2 years, actually.
Okay, for the last 2 years. Now, tell us more about this. Juvy, what is the reception like? I mean, how have you seen the children prosper and grow, and how do they like it?
Yes, initially we selected, for the first run of the intervention in the centers, we selected those kids who we observed are having behavioral problems. So we tested the intervention to them. And eventually, after the first year of intervention, we noticed that the kids learned discipline, which also translated in their studies, because we have schools inside our residential care facilities. At the same time, we also discovered some of them have leadership potentials. And most of all, they also learned boundaries that they need to respect the boundary of other people, the boundaries of authority, and that they also have boundaries wherein they need to follow rules, which made taking care of them inside the center is easier because conflicts with the house parents lessened, or even their defiance of the authority inside the center lessened. So they became more obedient, and it encouraged other kids who are not at risk or who are not behaviorally challenging to also enroll because they see their co-residents like playing, doing cartwheels and playing these foreign instruments. So it encouraged the participation also of other
It's probably
kids.
a better use of energy, a more constructive use of
Yes.
all of their energy to focus and to do all of these things. Now, Jaime, we're showing pictures right now
Yep.
to our audience. You are a trainer or a
Traineo, yeah. Traineo.
Traineo,
Yeah.
okay. So, based on your experience, what is the impact of capoeira on the children?
It's just really amazing to see how the kids develop from doing something like capoeira. It looks like, to make the correlation is a little bit of a stretch, I would imagine, but it's just really amazing to see, like, as Miss Juvy said, children who are basically incarcerated, exhibiting such great potentials.
Yes.
You see, like she said, the leadership. You see them taking charge, taking responsibility of other children. So basically, coming from their backgrounds where they're very much about their own self-preservation and trying to survive in the world, to now thinking about other people.
Yes.
Thinking about their community and how they can make their community grow and what their role and all of that is. And that's such a valuable lesson, I think, not just for kids and not just for kids from vulnerable backgrounds, but for all children and all
But
people.
it's better if kids learn. It's harder for us adults to pick it up.
Well,
Are we too old to crunch down? And
I
do
would
all of
say
it?
I would say actually that it's not that, but it's that we're more set in our
Okay.
ways than children are.
So we're just guiding them and giving them the proper values while they're
Right.
young. And before I let you go, now you have these instruments.
Right.
So these, the music that is used, there's a
Yeah.
particular sound, a particular beat.
That's right. Yeah. So we use Afro-Brazilian music, and the music is a great tool to work with kids. It's especially effective for kids who have trauma,
Yes.
kids who are victims of abuse, as a form of therapy for them. And aside from music, like, we try to give these kids as much in terms of support as we can, which is why, like, one of our upcoming plans is to put up a space actually in the community for the kids, because we've found that just intervening through Capoeira Angola alone is a great way to do it, but there's just a lot more other gaps that these kids have.
Okay, and with that, I'm sure a few seconds left. A lot of people would like to join. Can
Right.
they join? Where are these located? Are you
Yes.
going to open up and go to more communities?
It's definitely the plan. For more information, like, people can look us up on Facebook. So facebook.com, just search Project Bantu Philippines, Instagram. We're online everywhere. So it's really easy for people to get in touch with us. And again, we just really want to thank the department and all of the people who've been supporting us. We've been super lucky and we're super grateful to be here. And this is a great platform.
We can
for
also
us.
have it for PE in school, right?
Definitely,
Why don't we put it in
definitely.
as well?
Yeah,
Well,
that's right.
thank you. Thank you so much. We have Jaime Leandro Benedicto from Project Bantu Philippines and Juvy Mae Navarro from the Social Welfare Department. Thank you for being with us this
Thank
morning.
you for having